Hey guys, thanks for joining me for the second demonstration of the Mastering course module. We've already talked about some of the effects used by mastering engineers to achieve some desired results, but another part of the mastering phase is the duplication process. So what we're going to do is step outside of the Reason digital audio workstation and use a software called Roxio Toast 11, which is a CD authoring program. Within here, we'll be able to lay out our tracks in a specific sequence that we see fit for our album, and also work on crossfades between those tracks. Let's go get started. The first step in taking our mastered audio and making that into an audio CD or other various formats, we need to start the CD authoring program Roxio Toast 11 from its icon here. Once the software interface loads up, the very first thing that I want to do is select the format of discs that I'm going to make. Data, audio, video, and so on. So audio CD. And then just like everything else that we've been learning, I want to make sure I name this appropriately right away. So the title of my album is Limerence. Then we're going to want to make sure that we load in all of the various audio files that comprise this album. So I'll just find that location, highlight, and then drag and drop into this window here. So there, you can see that all my songs are now inside this window. It acknowledges the length of the audio file and talks about the pauses in between them. Now, before we go any further, I want to stress how important it is to have appropriate metadata for all the audio files and the album itself. So I'm just going to double click on the first song here, and this window is going to pop up and allow me to fill in some of this information. So it's already got the song title in there, but it does not have any artist. Since I created these songs, I am the artist. I can also choose to apply this particular artist to all of the tracks that we're working with right now. Now, this may not work for your project because you might be working with a compilation that has many different artists or a variety of other reasons, but in this case, I'm the only artist on all of the songs, so I'm going to apply to all. I want to keep the pause at 0 seconds, just so there's no gaps in between songs unless I decide there should be. It's also important to notice that right now we're dealing with the track that was highlighted, but we could also talk about the disc itself and just make sure that these are correct. Title and artist. Perfect. So let's just make sure that this is correct on the other songs. Perfect. Perfect. So every track has the appropriate title for the song, for the disc, and also the appropriate artist. Now is a good time to decide on a track sequence for the album. One nice thing about this Toast software is that you can preview all the songs that you have here ready to burn. So I'm just going to highlight this first song and then press play here just to hear how things start. And then I'm going to listen to these others and see if I can make any decisions regarding track sequence. So I think that we could benefit from switching some of these around just based on some of the ways that each of these songs start. So I can actually just click and drag and change the order of these songs very simply. Perfect. Some other things that you may want to consider when deciding a track sequence for your album is to make sure that there's some variety to give your album a little bit of momentum and, if possible, to make things a little unpredictable. The next thing I wanted to show you was how to perform crossfading for your tracks. You'll see here that all the fades for all the songs are actually set out for you. So the very first song on the track has a fade in, the last song has a fade out, and there are crossfades in between. I can actually manipulate these fades and crossfades by clicking on the fade that I wanted to adjust, and by using some of these presets, or by creating my own custom fade. So just to show you how we can actually adjust these crossfades, I'm going to click on one and custom, and my crossfade window is going to pop up here. This is going to show me the ending of one track and the beginning of a next, and then also the crossfade section here. I can make adjustments for my fades by clicking and dragging these sections here. And also I can make whole movement adjustments with my tracks by moving them around like so. I can also choose the type of fade down here, and by clicking them can actually manually enter the length of the new crossfade. Once you've performed all the necessary adjustments to get the crossfading for all your tracks in order, then we're ready to actually burn the audio to a CD or to a disk image. So I could insert a blank CD at this point into my DVD CD rewritable drive, hit the burn button, decide how many copies I want to make, and continue. Or, as in the case for your mastering project, you can just decide to make a disk image by going to the control bar, File, and Save as Disk Image. Then I'm just going to make sure that I name it properly and know where I'm storing it. At this point, you should have a better understanding of how to take mastered audio files, insert them into a CD authoring program, and lay them out in the specific sequence that you see fit for your album. You should also understand how to use crossfades to your advantage to make the transitions between tracks sound smooth and creatively sound good. This could take some practice, so don't feel bad if you wind up rearranging tracks, burning new CDs, etc. Have fun and get creative. I'll see you next time.